You are in the business of securing non-human identities over at Entro Security. I really don't fully understand the difference between a human identity and a non-human identity.
Human identities, those are employees or maybe vendors. They are attached to a human within your organization, and that human identity have permissions to do stuff like opening emails or maybe share drives and so forth. And they are operate at the speed of the human. And then even the context, right? You know everything about your human employees. So you know everything about your human identities within the organization.
So you can essentially see all your human identities, whatever source they're coming from, but in one location. And that's how most businesses are set up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, but a non-human identity is, I'm going to assume, much faster, and there isn't one source of truth, is there?
Correct. Well, a non-human identity is basically the credentials that applications are using to access whatever resource they need, like databases or storage accounts, and there's no one place to manage all of them. Also, they are being created at the speed of the code, right? So it's not like onboarding a new employee. It's basically writing another line of code that needs to access something, and therefore you're creating a new non-human identity.
So there is no centralization?
No, none whatsoever. So if you need to authenticate against your MongoDB, you're going to go to the MongoDB and create a non-human identity over there. If you need to authenticate against, your AWS or other tools, you will go to your AWS and create a non-human identity over there. And then the code can use it in order to authenticate against those tools. From our customer base, we're seeing that you have 92 times more non-human identities than human identities.
That I'm sure is growing even at a faster rate than humans are being added. Yes.
Much faster at the speed of the code. And also, the one who are onboarding, like the team that is onboarding human identities, it's usually IT or maybe security. For non-human identities, those are developers that are creating them with no security oversight.
Why is this becoming a massive problem with non-human identities?
Imagine that you have thousands of non-human identities that can access the most sensitive parts of your infrastructure, like databases with PIIs or storage accounts or whatever, and you don't even know how many you have, you don't know where they are being created, permissioned, used by developers. A lot of organizations are deploying a lot of money and efforts into managing human identities, but they are completely blind to their non-human identities that usually have much more of and much more permissions.
I can't secure what I don't know. And you are essentially providing two things here, letting us know what the heck's going on and providing a mechanism to secure them in an area that we have little to no control traditionally.
Right. And the third one is actually managing their life cycle. So not only discovering them, not only securing them, but also managing their life cycle.
Understand what you got in your environment. Have a means to secure those. And more importantly, deal with the entire life cycle from beginning to essentially onboarding to offboarding and knowing what they're doing at all time, especially if there's abnormal issues going on. If you want to know more about what they're doing over at Entro Security and how you can get involved with non-human identity management in your environment, then you got to go to their website. It's Entro, ENTRO.security. It's right there on the screen. Check it out.